I didn't leave because of what my sister said. Not exactly. You don't belong in this family, she told me, standing in the doorway like she owned the house more than the rest of us. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic. Just a sentence dropped into the room like something already agreed upon. What stayed with me wasn't even her voice. It was my parents not correcting it. My mother looked down at her hands. My father shifted slightly, like he might speak but didn't. Then he said almost gently, "Maybe it's better if you give things some space." It sounded reasonable. That's what made it final. I packed that night. Not out of anger. More like finishing something that had already been decided without me. No one stopped me. My sister didn't come to my room. My parents didn't ask where I would go. There was a quiet understanding that my leaving solved a discomfort no one wanted to name. For the first few weeks, I kept expecting the feeling to catch up, anger, sadness, something sharp enough to explain what had happened, but it never came all at once. It spread out instead, thinning into something quieter. I found a small place, took on work that didn't ask many questions. People there didn't know me as the difficult one or the extra. They just expected me to show up, do my part, and leave. It was strangely uncomplicated. Routine did something I didn't expect. It made me stop thinking about whether I belonged anywhere. I just existed where I was needed, and that was enough. Time passed. Not in a dramatic way, just days stacking into something steadier. I didn't hear from my family. Not a message, not a call. That, more than anything, confirmed I had read the situation correctly. Then one afternoon, my phone lit up missed call. Then another, then another. By the time I looked properly, there were 15, all from my sister. I stared at the screen longer than I should have, not because I missed her, because I didn't understand the urgency. She wasn't someone who called twice, let alone 15 times. There was a message too. Call me. It's important. No apology, no explanation, just importance. I didn't call back immediately, not out of spite. I just didn't move. It took me a while to realize something had shifted without me noticing. A few months ago, I would have called right away, trying to fix whatever problem they had, hoping it might make things feel normal again. Now I sat there, considering whether I even wanted to be involved. When I finally called, she picked up on the first ring. Her voice was different, tighter. "Where have you been?" she asked, like she hadn't been the one who made sure I was gone. "I've been around," I said. There was a pause. Then she exhaled quickly. "We're out of the country. Dad's cards aren't working here. Something with the bank. We can't access anything. The hotel's asking for payment by tonight." I listened, not reacting, just letting her fill the silence. "And," I asked, "and you're still linked to the account," she said. "You can fix it from there." It wasn't a question. It was the same tone she used before I left, assuming I would step in because that's what I had always done, except now it sounded misplaced. "I'm not on that account anymore," I said. Another pause. "This one longer." "What do you mean?" I removed myself when I left. There was a shift in her breathing, subtle but unmistakable. For the first time, she didn't have a next line ready. "Then what are we supposed to do?" she asked, and there it was. Not anger, not accusation. Uncertainty. I could picture it without trying. Her standing somewhere unfamiliar, realizing the structure she took for granted didn't include her control anymore. "You'll need to call the bank directly," I said. "They can verify Dad's identity and sort it." "We already tried. They said it might take a day or two." I nodded, even though she couldn't see it. "Then you might need to arrange something temporary with the hotel." Her frustration surfaced then, but it wasn't directed at me the way it used to be. It hovered, unfocused. "This is ridiculous," she muttered. I didn't disagree. I didn't agree either. There was a stretch of silence between us that felt unfamiliar. Not tense, just unstructured. "You used to handle this stuff," she said finally, quieter. "I know." That was all I gave her. Another pause. Then, softer, "Can you at least talk to the bank? Maybe they'll move faster if—" "I can try," I said, cutting in gently. "But it won't change their process." She didn't argue. That was the moment I understood something had settled into place. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a shift in weight. I made the call, explained what I could. It helped a little, enough for the bank to prioritize the request, not enough to solve it instantly. I texted her the update. She replied with a simple thanks. No extra words, no attempt to return things to how they were. When the situation resolved the next day, she sent one more message. We sorted it. I read it, put the phone down. There was no follow-up, no apology, no attempt to revisit what had been said before I left. But something had changed in a way that didn't need to be announced. She had called me because she needed something only I could provide, and for the first time I had decided how much of myself to give. Not everything was repaired, not even close. But the next time my phone lit up with her name, I knew it wouldn't feel the same as before, and that was enough.